Hello everyone, and welcome back to Possessed Radio. Today's story was provided by author Travis Mays. You may know Travis best as the author of the Free Nightmare series of horror stories. I encourage you all to check out his work at the links listed in the description below. But for now, please enjoy The Tavern. And as always, keep the lights off.
You haven't had much free time in the past few months. What time you aren't at work is spent at home, sheltering away from the outside world, away from any chance of contracting the coronavirus. Recently, things have calmed a bit. Businesses have started opening back up to the public. You hear on the local news station that a nearby tavern has reopened for business. You're scheduled to work early in the morning, so drinking is pretty much not an option at this point. But you know some of your friends will be eager to get together for a while. You text a few of them to see if they want to get together and hang out. You explain that you have to work, but wouldn't mind acting as a designated driver. This way, you can still be fresh and ready for work in the morning, but also have an excuse to go out and socialize. It isn't long for the responses to come pouring in, some asking to be picked up, others offering to come to your house and pick up others along the way, asking if they can stay all night instead of driving home. You reluctantly agree, knowing that some of them will have to sleep on the floor, and hoping they won't keep you up too late drunk talking. Your friends arrive a few minutes apart. After the second knock, you leave the greeting up to your friends that have already arrived and get ready yourself. It doesn't take long. You had already taken a shower before deciding to go out, so it was only a matter of getting dressed and a few other minor details. Everyone crammed themselves into your car, trying their best to leave you enough room to drive. Luckily, the tavern's only a couple miles down the road, so the car ride is relatively short. You're nearly there when the thought of what a car full of drunk friends is going to be like crosses your mind. You turn the corner and see the tavern lit up bright, and tell yourself it's too late to turn back now. There are only 5 cars in the parking lot, and you wonder how many belong to the employees. One has to be the bartender, and at least one to a waiter or waitress. That leaves 3 cars, and you can't imagine any of them carrying half as many people as yours, so other clientele probably won't be very rowdy. When you enter the bar, there are only a few more people than there were cars in the parking lot. You feel more relaxed knowing things will likely be calm. You and your friends sit down at the bar and the bartender begins filling your orders. Yours is your favorite non-alcoholic beverage. You hear people playing billiards behind you. The sound of someone's brake causes you to cringe. You laugh at your own jumpiness. You finish your drink and order another. You decide to give some change to the music box and see what songs it has. Most of the songs you've never heard of, and others you've heard but forgotten. You punch in a random number and hope it's something tolerable. You've never heard the song that starts playing as you head back to the bar, but it has a good beat to it, and the singer isn't too bad. You sit back down at the bar and pick up your glass. It looks a little watered down from the melting ice and tastes the same, but you finish it anyway and ask for less ice on the 3rd round. The temperature seems a lot warmer than when you came in. A few more people have come in, but it's still not very crowded. The bartender comes back with your order, just like you ask, with less ice. You thank him as you reach for the drink, but he moves it just as you try to grab it. You look at his face. His eyes are glossed black, with a white pupil.
Are you okay?
The bartender asks. I can see you for who you are, you say. The bartender smiles, revealing a large mouth full of shark-like teeth. You almost expect a forked tongue, but are surprised to see something more like a vine with many leaves. It grabs your arm, and its mouth opens wide. You grab the fillet knife he was using to cut a lemon earlier. You swing the knife towards his head in a stabbing motion. It seems like an entire minute before the tip meets the skull. You're relieved to feel his grip on your arm let go, to see his body collapse. You're gripping the knife so hard, the corpse just falls off the knife, like fish guts being slung in the water. Fish food. You turn to look at your friends, but Your friends are gone. Apparently killed and eaten by creatures that now surround you. Each one lunges towards you, some 2 or 3 at a time. You fight your way toward the door, killing every creature as it came. Help! You scream as you stumble into the street, covered in blood. Help! You see flashing lights and suddenly you're surrounded by them. The police are no longer police. They are those things. Has Earth been invaded? Am I the only human left, you wonder? A sudden shockwave washes over your body. You can only describe it as akin to being struck by lightning. You feel the impact when your body and face make contact with the concrete. You wake up in a brightly lit room. You're unable to move. Your head is free. You look around and see cushion all around you with windows just out of reach. You realize you can move your legs and struggle, but succeed in standing up. You back up to one wall and see those creatures watching you from the other side of the glass. "Who are you?" you scream. "Why are you doing this?"
Do you know who you are?
A human-like voice asks over an intercom.
Do you know where you are?
You scream as loud as you can and try to break free of the restraints. They have you in a straitjacket, trapped in a padded room as they watch from above. The door opens and 2 of them enter your space, followed by a third. The first 2 are much larger than the creatures you fought off in the bar.
Do you know where you are?
The third, smaller creature asks.
Do you know why you are here? I don't know if you understand this right now, but it is my job to help you understand. Do you remember being at the tavern? Do you remember what happened? You've done a very bad thing, you know. While under the influence of a very powerful hallucinogenic called DMT, you had a mental breakdown. You killed 11 people in the tavern with a fillet knife taken from the bar. We know it is possible you may have been drugged, but with no one left to testify, we have no way to prove you didn't intentionally ingest the drug. Therefore, your time here will be to learn what really happened, and maybe we can get you your charges dropped to manslaughter. You were charged with 11 murders and faced life in prison or mental institution. There's already been a hearing on your behalf which determined that you are mentally incompetent to stand trial. I will talk to you tomorrow and see if you've improved. It hasn't been enough time for the drug to completely leave your system.
He quickly scurries out of the room, followed by the 2 larger creatures. The door slams shut behind them, and a large-sounding lock is turned.